Hey, it's good to see you. I feel like a disembodied head. I've got my phone on a little tripod right now because I'm tired. I don't feel like holding it up. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I just got back from the second of two exercise classes I went to today, and I was very sweaty, so I came home and took a shower. I feel much better now. I feel human again. There is nothing like a nice shower when you're all hot and sticky and just sweaty and gross. And I put this stuff on my face. I got this in one of the BoxyCharm boxes. This stuff smells like feet. I swear to God, it smells like feet. It smells like a locker room or a sweat sock. This shit stinks. It's called the New Company, NUE, and it's called the Peel. It stinks. It stinks. And at first I thought, did I get a bad batch? It's an all-in-one serum. It has AHA, vitamin C, and HA, hyaluronic acid. So I went and looked it up. Like, is there something wrong with this? And that was the first thing everybody says. This shit stinks. It stinks. It smells like a wet dog. It smells like ass. I mean, everybody says it stinks, and everybody uses a different term to describe the stink, but it fucking stinks. It works though. It's very lovely. I put it on my skin. The smell goes away really fast. So it's just, you only smell it for a few seconds. It's like, when I first start putting it on, I'm like, oh, damn. It's, stinks. But it works. It does work. It will make your skin very smooth. Feels very nice. Now I basically just boiled myself in the shower. That's why I'm all red. And I don't have on a stitch of makeup. Y'all are used to looking at people with filters and shit, and sometimes I think people forget what real people look like. We don't all walk around with filters on during the day looking like damn Barbie dolls. I'm a real person, and I may look tired occasionally. Because I am. I'm tired. Every now and then I'll get a comment like, you don't look good. Well, hellfire, you probably wouldn't look good either after the weekend I've had. I woke up this morning vaguely irritable. And I don't know why. I have been vaguely irritable all day today. I don't have a reason to be irritable. I messed up my nail earlier. I'm a little mad at myself for that because I don't even know how I did it. But yeah, as soon I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning because I had an early class. I had to get on out of here. And I woke up and I knew before I even really opened my eyes, I thought, I'm irritable. I'm grouchy. I hope it gets better because I don't want to go through the whole day like that. I've been grouchy all day today, and I feel kind of bad because the class I went to this morning, the instructor that was doing the class, I kind of snapped at her, and I've never done that. I've been working out with her now for almost 2 years, and I'm very quiet. I mean, are you a quiet person? Are you so quiet that when you're in a group of people, the sound of your own voice sounds weird and it freaks you out a little bit, and everybody else just kind of goes, it's kind of strange. It's almost like an invisible person just showed up and it's like, who is that? That's me. Okay. So when I'm in these classes, I don't really talk much. Plus, since I did the reunion stuff yesterday and I talked more yesterday than I probably talk in a month combined. And yes, I realize my accent is stronger. I literally sound like cornbread. I mean, when I go down to my hometown, I'm surrounded by it, and it just sort of infests. It seeps into me, back into it, like it just comes back out. When I get mad, I sound like, oh, it really comes out when I'm mad. Ask my kids. What was I saying? Forget, I'll talk about my accent in a minute. So I'm in this class this morning, and it was a nice, easy class. What we've been doing is when we meet on Saturdays, it's a little more intense, but on Sundays, we kind of take it easy. We'll do strength stuff and a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of yoga for, like an hour. It's like, and every time it's different. It's a combination of, she comes up with this whole thing, and it's wonderful. I really like it. It's nice and relaxed. You're not running around like a crazy person. It's just peaceful, but you still get a good workout. Anyway, I hurt my back. Lord, over 25 years ago, the summer of 1992, I was working at Black & Decker on the toaster oven, in the toaster oven section, and I was lifting and moving boxes off of pallets, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I hurt my lower back one day. I screwed up something in my lower back, and I went to a chiropractor several times, and he kind of got me straightened out, but to this day, there are just certain exercises that I used to be able to do, but now when I try to do them, I can't. Like, I cannot do it. And one of the things we were doing this morning was flutters. Like you're down on your back, you're on your elbows, you're sitting down on the ground, and you have your legs low, and you're doing them like this right here, or scissors, you're doing like this, or you're doing flutters. I can't do them. I literally can't. It feels like somebody's stabbing me in the lower back if I try to do them. I tried building up to it. That pain never went away. And I have had this conversation with this person. Conservative estimate, in the last almost 2 years, I have had a discussion with her at least 10 times and told her I cannot do flutters or those kicks really low. I can't. I literally, that is the only thing I'm going to sit here and tell you I can't do. I can't, because the pain is really bad, and it's like the bad pain that if you feel that when you're working out, you need to stop what you're doing. Don't keep going. Don't, it's a very, very sharp, severe pain. And so I'm down there, right, and we came up with a modified thing that I could do. So I'm not doing the flutters like everybody else. I'm doing the modification that we had come up with months ago. And she goes, Mary, you need to get your legs low. And get your legs low. And I said, I literally can't. And the way I said it, everybody was like, damn, okay, sorry. And I'm sitting there like, I'm not sorry. I am not freaking sorry. I'm not even going to make a gesture like, excuse. No, not today. I feel bad now. I feel bad because I've never spoken like that in that class, and now I feel shitty now. But I've been like that all day. I've just been grumpy all day today. The second class I went to was a little different. It was more like cardio kind of stuff. So I knew I was going to be sweaty after that class, so I just came back here and took my shower, washed my hair, and I feel better, but I'm still vaguely bitchy. Oh, the air just came on good. I've still got plantar fasciitis or something in my right foot. My foot has become a fascist or something. I don't know. But it's very sore today because I was standing and walking and moving pretty much all day yesterday at the reunion. And now I'm like a flamingo. I just stand on my left leg a lot. And my right foot hurts pretty much all the time, especially if I'm barefooted, like standing barefooted on the floor hurts. So right now I've got it leaned on a like a memory foam bath mat. That's actually a little bit better. Yeah, my foot's now a fascist or something. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but it's I have not been to the doctor. I kept hoping it would get better. I don't think it's really gotten any worse. What's worse today, because I had to stand all day yesterday for the most part. But yes, somebody commented, your accent sounds really strong. That always happens. If I go down there and spend the day with my family, it does. I know I'm not the only one that moved away from their hometown, and when you go back, your accent goes, it reverts back to what it was, and then you get back home, everybody's like, why do you sound like that? Why do you sound like damn Gomer Pyle? Well, because I was back home for a bit, and that's why, and it just sort of stays with me for a while. It reminded me, my accent, when I lived up in Illinois for a year, my accent got worse up there, because whenever I would talk, and it didn't matter where I was, if I was standing in line in a grocery store talking to the cashier or somebody in line, if I started talking, everybody just stop and look at me, just like they had never heard anything like it, and they would just stare at me like I was this exotic bird or something. Like, wow, that's something. And well, people wanted me to say, they would ask me to say certain words or phrases, and so you get to where you lay it on a little bit thick because people like it. So when I came back from up there, my accent was actually worse than it was before I left. It was a whole thing. One thing that kind of irritated me, though, a lot of people, when they would first hear me speak, they would assume I was stupid. So then they would start speaking slowly, like, hello, how are you today? Are you enjoying being here? Like, are you okay? Do you need to sit down for a minute? Are you all right, honey? Why are you talking like that? Are you having a stroke? I'm fine. I may speak slowly, but I don't think slowly. You see what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people, and I had people that I work with admit to me later, when you first started working here and I heard you talking, I'm just being honest, I did not think you were very bright. No offense, I just didn't think you were terribly smart because, the way you sounded. So that was nice to hear. I have never been in a situation where people assumed I was stupid because of the way I talked. Anyway, there were a lot of strange assumptions people up there had about people in the South. It was weird. Like, damn, y'all need to get out more. You really do. Okay, what was I? Yes, I was going to tell you about my accent. Yes, and it sticks with me. And just, a lot of times after I've been up there, I would do like a Lynette video, but frankly, I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. Or Carl. I mean, I imagine Carl will probably be, well, Carl's about the same no matter whether I've been back home or not. He just kind of always sounds the same. It's basically the same regardless. Lynette is just like, to be Lynette is very easy. All I have to do in my mind is just go back to my hometown and shit. Talk like the women I used to hear in the beauty shop where my mom got her hair done, because that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. And the lady who did my perms, her name was Trish, and she also did my mom's perms for a while. She had this beautiful technique for doing spiral perms. She did better spiral perms than anybody in town. And so I would go there, and her name was Trish, and she was constantly smoking. She just chain smoked all day long. She always had a cigarette going. She always came out of there smelling like cigarettes. And she wore a lot of makeup. She wore very heavy makeup, and she was just always done up. And I actually rode by there when I was down there yesterday, and her shop, it was kind of like Truvy's and Steel Magnolias. It was in this little building on the property, like her house is here, and then the shop was back here. And I rode by there, and the house looks abandoned. It looks like nobody lives there, and the shop looks all run down. It was sad. I said, I rode by there, I told my kids, I said, I got all my perms in that little shop right there when I was a teenager. They don't care. They don't give a shit. I'm pointing out all this stuff, like, I went there. I almost got arrested right there. Got pulled over there. I threw up right there one time. I'd been out drinking, and my kids are going, Mom, stop. Just stop. They don't care. They don't want to hear all my stories. That's fine. I was a little wild. Living in a dysfunctional home, I prefer to get out of the house as much as possible, which is why I was happy to get my license, and I got a job. And so I was away from home as much as I could be. And I was running with kind of a rough crowd. I was engaged at 16 to this dropout who was 19 and kind of wild, in and out of jail. And, so we would hang out with all our friends, and we would party, and we would drink, and, it was just ridiculous. But I was still an honors student. I still was in the college prep stuff. And, oh, yeah, I was like living two different lives, basically. And I worked, I had a job, and I was responsible, but I puked off a lot of balconies too. So anyway, what else? It's Monday. I get back to my part-time job in the morning. Did you know I got a new part-time job? Yeah, I didn't know either till last week. My new part-time job apparently is working with AT&T. I feel like I'm part of the team now. I spent a grand total of over 4 hours on the phone with my new supervisor, Carol, last week. Carol is part of the escalation department. My case was forwarded to the escalation department last week, and Carol and I have now spent over 4 hours on the phone together. We have not reached any sort of resolution, or we have not solved the problem yet. What's the problem? Well, the problem is, it sounds simple, but apparently it's not. Well, the problem is, I'm switching from Verizon to AT&T, and I'm going to tell you now, I already regret this decision. And I told Carol that on Friday. I gave her an earful on Friday. I'll tell you that in a minute. So I have already spent many hours on the phone dealing with my insurance and all the stuff going on with that. So I'm already like, my patience is wearing thin, and I don't like talking on the phone anyway. So I'm running out of patience with people. Well, okay, so Carol is with the escalation department of AT&T. Apparently my case is really complicated. Now you would think I was trying to eat the Western Hemisphere for breakfast or something, trying to do brain surgery. No. Here's all I wanted. This is all I want. We've been on the phone 4 hours and still have not solved this problem. When I made the decision to switch, I was at the AT&T kiosk in Costco. I went in there looking for the Verizon kiosk, but it's not there anymore. Well, the AT&T guy convinced me to try AT&T. I said, fine. Well, I would get a new phone for free. That shit ain't free. Y'all know that, right? You're going to pay for it one way or the other. I'm going to add a third line. I was going to add a line for my younger son because he's going from a flip phone to an actual phone this summer. I made both of my kids carry flip phones for the first year to show me they could handle it, like a little track phone, like a little prepaid thing, you know. He did fine with it, so I said, okay, we'll get you a smartphone this summer. It's not going to be fancy, but I'll get you one. It's one of the cheaper ones. So I added a third line for him. I've got his phone. I got my new phone. And so while I'm in there, I'm texting my son, what color phone do you want? He said, what are you talking about? He didn't know I was there. So I said, we're going with AT&T and you can get a new phone. We're going to trade in we have Samsung Galaxy S10s. We're going to trade them in for S22s. I don't need the S22 Plus or Ultra. I'm not planning on, traveling through space or punching holes in the space-time continuum. I don't need all the shit that those phones do. I don't care. I said, just give me an S22. I don't care. I don't need it to be able to, transport me to Bermuda or something. Can you just give me a regular phone? Well, for the regular S22, we could get one for free if we trade in our S10s. My son, he texted me back. He said, I don't need a new phone. Can I just keep my phone? I don't want a new phone. I said, are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. Okay, long story short, I told the AT&T guy, I said, well, my son does not want a new phone. He said, no problem. We'll do BYOP, bring your own phone. We will send you a SIM card. We'll have him put it in his phone. No problem. Okay. So that was that Monday evening? Yeah. So Tuesday morning, my son told me he had changed his mind. He said, you know what? I think I actually do want a new phone. And I had asked the salesman, I said, if he changes his mind, will that be a problem? He said, that would be no problem. No, that's a very simple fix. No problem. So I contacted AT&T first thing Tuesday morning. And they said, whoa, oh, you don't want the SIM card? No, I want a phone. Oh, well, that could be a problem. So it was forwarded to the escalation department. And I've been dealing with Miss Carol since Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, something like that. I have, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. One time I was on the phone with her for 2 hours. Another time it was like an hour and a half. And another time it was a half hour. And then she called, I had to talk to her twice on Friday. And then she called me again right at 5 o'clock on Friday. And I'm in the midst of trying to get ready for this reunion. And I'm running around and packing. And she calls me. And I recognized the number at this point. And I said, Carol, I just literally answered and said, Carol, I do not have time right now. I cannot punch in for work for the next hour or two as we try to sort this problem out. She put me on hold. She called me Friday morning. I was right in the middle of trying to make that damn macaroni and cheese. And she called me. And she said, ma'am, I'm going to help upgrade your son's phone so we can blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember. It all sounds like static at this point. I will be right back, ma'am. She didn't ask me if I was busy. She didn't say shit. She just started talking. We're going to get this straightened out today, ma'am. Well, I certainly hope so. Put me on hold for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Shit, I just put this phone on speaker. I just went back to half of that video. My phone, I was on hold with Carol while I was making that video. And she didn't come back. Finally, she came back. Okay, ma'am, sorry for the wait. I said, Carol, no offense, but what the hell are you doing? What in the Sam Hill are you doing that is taking so long? She said, well, ma'am, I'm trying to get a verification code. And my son texted me. He said, I keep getting these numbers texted to my phone. What is going on? I said, it's Carol. He said, oh. Because he came home from school one day and was with me right there while we were trying to get the phone verified. And she would send a pin to my son and we would read it off to her. No, that's not right. Let me send another pin, read that one off to her. I said, I'm literally looking at it. This is the number that he just got. I'm sorry, ma'am, that's the wrong number. Let me send another one. She did like 20 of them. I said, Carol, this is not working. This is not working. We need to find another way. Because, we've been standing here now forever and my son needs to go work on his homework and I have things to do. I don't have all night to stand here. Sorry, ma'am. I'm like, if you say sorry one more time, say it one more time. I want you to. I want you to say it again. So I asked her, I said, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Well, ma'am, I'm trying to find another way to verify your son's phone. I said, well, can you just hang up and call me back when you figured it out? Because I don't really care to sit here on hold while you do whatever it is you're trying to. I don't even know what you're trying to do anymore. I had no idea that it was going to be this complicated. All I wanted was to go from a damn SIM card to a phone. I did not think it was that hard. Just give him the same phone you gave me. That's all I want. What is the problem? I have yet to get an answer to that makes any sense. I don't know. So yeah, again, she called me right at 5 o'clock on Friday, and I just literally answered the phone. I said, Carol, I do not have time for you right now. I just, I'll get back with you on Monday. And I hung up on her. I'm sorry. I'm not one to hang up on people. I hung up on Carol. I'm sick of Carol. She seems very nice, but I'm tired of Carol. Screw Carol. Like, I don't have time for you, Carol. But now I feel like an employee. I feel like I'm part of the AT&T team now. Like, I want to be part of the escalation department because I don't know shit about it. But I bet by now I could have figured out the problem. I'm holding my foot up again. By now I could have figured out the damn problem. I don't even know what the problem is, and I could have solved it by now, even if I didn't know the problem. I could solve for X without seeing the rest of the damn equation at this point. Just by chance, I could just start giving you numbers and figure it out. She didn't call me back. I didn't hear from her this weekend at all. But I'll probably be back at it on Monday. I'll be back at my new, what I feel like is my new part-time job. Working with AT&T. And I guess, again, I'll just have to have her on speaker while I'm downstairs working at my actual job while she resumes the process of trying to solve this problem. And I did tell her earlier on Friday, the first time I talked to her, I said, if this is indicative of the service I can expect to get from y'all, you can just cancel the whole damn thing. I don't want to deal with you if this is how y'all do stuff. Y'all are supposed to be the specialists. I was told that the escalation department, y'all are the specialists. Y'all are specially trained to handle tough problems, which I don't know how the hell this is a tough problem, but apparently it is. Carol's getting sick of me too. I can tell by the tone of her voice she's sick of me. Well, good. Maybe if you're sick of me, you'll figure the shit out so you can be done with me. But the hell if I know. So yes, I now feel like I have a new part-time job with AT&T. I felt like I had a part-time job with my insurance company before I got that straightened out, which I still don't think I have. I don't know. I have yet to find out if they're going to pay any of the dental bills that they didn't pay going back over a year and a half. $1,600 plus. I found out part of the problem was they had my kids' last names wrong. They had a last name that I don't even know where they got it. Where did you pull that out of your ass? Like, I don't even know whose last name that is. Whose name is that? I don't know. Somebody got it screwed up. The dentist office wouldn't claim responsibility for it, and the insurance company wouldn't either. It's like, well, I guess a ghost did it then, because both of y'all are saying you didn't do it. So I don't know who did it. So I'm still dealing with that. Other than that, though, things are good. The reunion went really well. I feel good. Still kind of tired, and I've been vaguely irritable all day. What else? There was something else I was going to tell you. And I don't know what it is. But yes, I do sound a little bit more twangy after being down there. If you've been around here for a while, you probably notice after I go to the reunion, I sound like a butter biscuit for a few days after that. Yeah, it's from spending all day talking to my relatives, so who are further south than me. And that's just how they talk. That's just how and hell, I grew up talking like that. I wish I could find... I used to have an old VHS tape. It was a home video that my dad made. We were over at his cousin's house, and he had a go-kart track on his property. And my brother and I were out there racing go-karts. And there's this one point where my dad is just talking to me, and I sound like, I don't know, I sound like cornbread. I'm this little, I'm like 10 years old, and I have the thickest Southern accent you ever heard. It's hilarious. I wish I could find it. I lost that tape in a move. Every time I move, I lose something, I break something, and I hurt myself. Well, I've moved 22 times in my life, and during one of the moves, I lost that tape. I don't have any idea where it went, and I really wish I had it because it was hilarious. But, because it was funny, because there was this one point, my brother, it was like one of those giant camcorders that sits on your shoulder. My dad had borrowed it from a friend of his. And my brother, for some reason, is running down this in a field, and he's running. It's like sloping down, and he's running, and it's bouncing. And you see it just slowly start to go like this, and then he like falls, and he just crashes. And you can hear me off in the background, like off in the distance, laughing. And I came running up, and he had gotten it back up, and you can see me coming. I'm just laughing my ass off. I said, I saw you fall. I never did ask him if he was okay. I was a shitty little sister. I was so awful. I didn't even ask him if he was all right. He just like face planted into the grass. It's funny, on the tape you hear him go, ugh. And all you can see is just a close-up of some blades of grass. And me laughing like hell in the background. I saw you fall. I wish I had that tape. I'd give $1,000 for that tape. I swear. I hate I lost it. I don't know where it went. It's weird too, because I had it in a box with a bunch of other old VHS tapes, which I did eventually take and have converted to DVDs. And so, you know, because the tapes were really old. I really wish I had that one, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I left it behind somehow. I don't know, but I really wish I had that tape. Anyway, that sucks. But shoot, I gotta figure out what kind of video I'm gonna do. Something easy, because I'm still tired. I'm tired, so I want to do something easy. And I gotta figure out what we're having for dinner. Something easy. Probably sandwiches or something. I don't know. I don't feel like making anything. And back at work tomorrow morning. I've got my day job. I actually have a class. I've started doing an extra class on Monday mornings. I talked to the attorney I work for. He didn't care. Basically, as long as I get my work done, it doesn't matter when I do it. Plus, he's in Seattle, so he's 3 hours behind me. And there's a class I like to go to early Monday mornings, and it's just on Mondays. And he said, yeah, go. This, you know, as long as you get your work done, I don't care. He's so nice. I like him. He's Canadian. I have to say, y'all are so nice. Canadians, I don't know that I've ever met a Canadian that wasn't nice. I'm not saying there are no asshole Canadians. I'm sure there are, but I mean, you can find assholes anywhere. There's always, I feel like I meet the same people everywhere I go. You meet really nice people, you meet not so nice people, you meet smart people, dumb people, everywhere. We do not have a corner on that market in the South. We're not all stupid or whatever. No, it's a wide variety of people down here that you can find. But he's very nice, and he grew up in Canada, and but he's been living he's a citizen now. He's been living in the USA since the 70s, but he still has that accent, very much so. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I love the way he says sorry. No, sorry. He's so nice. He's so nice. I owe him a lot because I've been working with him off and on since 2003, I think is when we first started working together. And then we worked, I moved into, they offered me a job in the intellectual property department in 2007. So I've been working with him, pretty much just him, since 2007. And I used to get really, really uptight and anxious about mistakes. If I made a little mistake, I just completely freak out. He's like, Mary, don't worry about it. It's fine. Whatever you do, we can fix. It's not worth getting upset about. And there were a couple times I was just in tears, like, I am so sorry. He said, it's okay. It's okay. And I owe him a tremendous debt of gratitude for that, because he's been a major influence on me as far as like, you know, don't beat yourself up for everything. You know, it's okay. Whatever happens, we can fix it. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. He has a saying, he says, I make 88 mistakes a day. And if that's the only one you've made, you're doing better than I am. He's so laid back. He's so nice. He's so nice. So he taught me just to calm the hell down. Just calm down. Just chill out. It's okay. Don't get all bent out of shape about it. It's fine. We'll fix it. So what? Don't even worry about it. And that's just how he is, and I love it. I try to, he's been like a role model to me, like, okay. He's not freaking out. Why am I freaking out? I'm going to calm down. It's going to be all right. So anyway, I'm going to go chill out some more and see what my kids are doing. And I hope you have had a good weekend. I hope your Sunday has been fabulous. We have beautiful weather again today. And this whole week coming up looks pretty good. So I'm happy about that. It's warming back up, which makes me very happy. I hate cold weather. But thank you for being here. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.